Welcome to Sleeping with Sarah. I'm Sarah Albritton, a narcoleptic comedian, and this is a podcast where I interview people in my bed and we talk about sleep, comedy, and relationships. I'm happy to be part of the Laugh Factory podcast network. This is my 46th episode, and I interviewed the fabulous Natalie Carneal. She does sketch, she's a writer, she does comedy. She's a producer of The Chill as Fuck Show, which is every Saturday at 10:30 p.m. at the Beat Lounge at Second City in Chicago. And she's also doing Crossbeat Comedy at Laugh Factory 8 p.m. every third Thursday of the month. You can follow her on Facebook, Instagram, all that fun stuff at Boy Natalie. It's BoyNatalie. Sleeping with Sarah is brought to you by Audible.com. Go to audibletrial.com/Sleeping with Sarah for a free audiobook of your choice. I'd like to recommend Yes Please by Amy Poehler. Again, that's audibletrial.com/Sleeping with Sarah. You can also catch me at Secrets, Lies, and Alibis on February 7th at the Elbow Room. If you like the podcast, please remember to subscribe and review on iTunes and iHeartRadio, and follow me on Twitter at Sarah Albritton. We had such an awesome conversation. We talked about dance, sketch comedy, traveling as a child, and also about why Natalie loves to climb on things, sketch comedy, and more. Well, let's get started with the show. Welcome to Sleeping with Sarah. I'm Sarah Albritton. I'm here with my guest, Natalie Carneal. You're in my bed.
Hell yeah. I feel like we just started, but like we missed something I said that was pretty funny, so I'm just going to say it again. Look at my tights. There's holes. I got holes in my tights. But don't call me a hole head, except it was a lot more like natural. You know, you forced me to do that. What's up, girl?
I'm good. What's up with you? How'd you sleep last night?
Last night, I slept great because my roommate gave me sleeping pills.
Ooh.
And they weren't like ZQL or like on brand, like he's into like drugs and stuff, so he gave me some like hardcore shit. So it was great. We were watching an episode of The Young Pope.
I haven't seen that yet, no.
I didn't finish watching it because I was falling asleep, but also
that's me for every movie all the time.
Oh, really? Are you like that? I'm always the person who's like, someone want to put it on and they'll like start falling asleep, because it's nice to fall asleep to a movie, but I'm like, God damn it, I wanted to sleep, but now this is on, I have to watch the whole thing.
See, I'll get to the point where I'll struggle to stay awake, but then I'll still just fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then I end up rewatching it, like I'll pause it, and then I'll rewatch it when I wake up at like 2 hours later, like 3 in the morning. I'm like, I gotta finish this, so I try to finish it.
I love random hours like that, like.
So wait, go back to the drug thing. You're like, my roommate's into drugs, and he just knows.
He is. He just ordered Vicodin from offline.
What?
From online.
From offline? From online?
From off online. Yeah.
It's like the off Broadway. It's like the off online.
Yeah, he has like a drug dude. He's so funny. Yeah, he likes his fun drugs, and he has like, when he goes home, he steals it from his dad. Him and his mom steal it together. They're so fun. They're like, we're taking them from dad.
Oh, so ordering them really means like calling up his mom and being like, hey, give me some of that Vicodin that you took from dad.
That, he just got some in the mail, but he also just found this person on Instagram who posts pictures of like drugs, and he's like, I might as well just like, you know, send it to them and see what's up. I'm like, hey babe, you do you. So yeah, that's really fun. Or he has like a dude that'll go like wait. Sometimes I'll drive there and he's like, you stay in the car. And he goes into like this house and there's like a line of people, he tells me, waiting for their drugs. I'm like, that's great. Yeah, so big on Vicodin. He likes to message me from like Target and do like Snapchat videos, and he's like, I'm floating. And he's like a carrot or whatever filter.
Oh, that's crazy. I need to get better with Snapchat. All those crazy filters where you can like be other people. And
yeah, they're fun, but I don't know how to do the sending. I never send them. I just take the filters because I think they're funny, but I never send them because it's just like so much. We got
too many things.
It's too many.
Instagram, you gotta do. But you're good with all that stuff. I feel like I almost should have videoed you like trying to climb up my wall or something.
Oh, hell
yeah! Because you like to do. Are you like, what is that called? Like, are you just a climber? Like, is that?
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. I am very physical.
So just for the audience to know, Natalie, if you check out her Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, she loves posting pictures of her climbing up random buildings, like random structures, anywhere she can climb, and it's very interesting. So I've always
real. And people, my grandma, for instance, offered me $1,000 to stop because she's so scared.
What?
Yeah, but I was like, Grandma, the public needs it, and I love to climb. I really do. I have a weird thing where if, like, I feel like if I'm not upside down, like, I love handstands and climbing. I'm always very active and physical, and, like, I grew up around a lot of trees, so I was always just climbing trees, and if I have gone, like, a week without being upside down, I feel very strange, truly.
Oh, really?
It's so bizarre. Like, I feel like I need...
you need to be upside down.
Yeah, it's weird. Or, like, if I haven't climbed something, I don't know. It's very bizarre. But, yeah, I'm really good at posting shit because I love doing it, but I honestly really hate... Like, I don't want to look at stuff because I don't care. Yeah. I mean, I'll do it just because I want to support all our friends, especially, like, we're promoting shows, and it's, like, I care about my friends and what they're posting in terms of, like, I want to support them, but I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care. And whenever I post stuff, it's, like, I love doing it, but it is very much, like, I'm going to do it because I want to, and I'm sure people will like it, but you know how people can just post it and be like, no, I have to check my phone. I'm like, I'll get to it. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have to care about the likes and that shit.
Yeah, which I know is like, oh, I don't care, blah, 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 but it's not even like that. It's more just like, I hate technology so much. Truly, I do. It stresses me out.
I have, like, a love-hate relationship with technology. It's part of the reason why I like the podcast is, like, a good way to have a conversation for, like, an hour straight without... I like that you're getting so comfortable. Natalie just took off her jacket in the most... sexual yet awkward way.
It's my specialty.
I love this.
Yeah, it's steaming here with these lights in here.
Yeah, it is hot. I forgot that it's all...
No, I like it.
And that's why I got to wear my pajamas or my pants in the summer.
I know. This pants Sarah is wearing are these cool crochet pants that are very, like, see-through except for, like, one little diaper area. And I love it because these are the pants I met her in, and I remember thinking, like, and it was an audition, and I was like, I love this because I would do that kind of shit. I'm like, she's just wearing, like, underpants with, like, these see-through pants, and it's great. Her butt looks great. It's a ton of fun. There's lots of air going on in there.
That's why I wore it, because what I love is in the summer when it's, like, super hot, like, these get air through, and it's so nice.
And it looks cool, and you're like, I'm wearing pants, but it's like, you have so much freedom.
I wore them so much. I need to buy new ones because they're like...
Where did you get them?
I don't remember.
It seemed like they'd be from a cool, like, funky hippie shop or something.
Yeah, I remember, well, because I had a friend, Amanda Deal, who had, like, a black pair, and that's when I came across them, and I was like, I want a pair of pants, and I'm not going to get the same kind of sheet. I got, like, a white one, and then they've been my favorite. So I call them my Amanda Deal pants.
I like them, and I like her. She's cool.
Yes.
Amanda, where is she now? I'm going to her show tonight at Albritton, but she's not there anymore. No, it's not her show. Never mind.
No, it's her.
But
that's my show too, by the way.
Yeah.
The one you did.
Yes, I know. Okay.
The one where you were a cookie and poured milk all over yourself.
Erase this part. Ooh. By the way, yes, I pour milk on myself and I'm cookie, but you guys, actually a lot more serious than that, and, like, whoever's listening out there, please respect my talents.
Yeah, she's saying something way deeper than just breaking up with milk.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty good.
I mean, like, you should also have, like, soy milk with you, too, and be like, hey, like, I've decided to move to almond milk.
Oh, yeah.
They've got more nuts.
Yeah, I like that, because I do actually use soy milk instead of regular milk, just because when I pour it all over myself, it would smell so bad if it was, like, dairy, like, hot dairy on the stage. But I like the nuts bit. Ooh, I'll have to do some rewrites.
How did you come up with that? Like...
So actually, it started when I wrote it. I was in a Second City directing show, and we had to, we're writing all of our stuff every week and pitching ideas, and we needed to do a relationship scene, and I actually wrote it as a 2-person scene. And my friend Sarah Collier, she's like, you should, I was like, I want to do something different, like, not people. And she's like, you should do, like, a milk and a cookie. That would be funny. And so I was like, that is really funny. And so I wrote it as a 2-person scene. And I was like, what would they be doing? They'd be having a breakup. Like, that's putting, like, these inanimate things into, like, a human situation. And then it was like, we weren't going to end up using it. And I was like, this is really good material, because it's, for the listeners, it's all puns about, like, milks and cookies, so it's like, you don't make me whole milk, and if there was even a 2% chance, I thought we could make this work, or whatever, or 1%, the point is you skimmed through this relationship, and now what? And it goes on, blah, blah, blah. And so, I just kind of I just first thought of every single plot I could think of, wrote it down, and then I kind of formulated it and put it into like a one-person scene, and then it's so much fun. It
seems like so much fun. I remember the first time I saw you do that. And you do a lot of solo sketch, too. Is that primarily what you do? Do you do sketch? You do a lot of sketch and improv as well?
Yeah, kind of all of it, but definitely most recently it's been a lot of, like, solo has been kind of the most that I've been booked for and, like, what I've been working on, but...
Well, it's also what you stand out in, too. Like, with sketch groups, you know, and that kind of thing. It's like, oh, the whole group, but, you know, it's kind of nice to do your own thing.
It's weird, though, because I feel like as creative people, you're always... Like, I started doing solo stuff because I was like, I want to do the shit that I'm really good at, and people, you know, I will stand out like I do in the group, but it's like, no, I'm not getting cast in these things, so I'm going to write my own shit, which is great, but then it's like, you do that for so long, and you're like, I miss the group dynamic, I miss this and that, you know,
and then you're like, hey, I want to do stuff with you, and I feel that way sometimes with stand-ups, too. It's like, oh, like, I like you, you know, it's like hard, you want to try to collaborate, and it's a weird thing, because it's like, you start getting more shows and everything because you're solo and you're getting known because and I actually found myself like doing better in auditions just because people knew me, you know, as a stand-up.
Right,
so it's like
because you've built yourself a little like, you know, body of work and like reputation for what you do. And so, yeah, you go into places and you do have more confidence from the stuff you've done to get there. But yeah, and then it's weird because then you're like, but now I want to do...
Yeah, and it's so weird because, like, some of the things, like, years ago before I did stand-up, I would be, like, you know, like, so nervous if we're auditions, if we're improv auditions, if we're sketch. And I don't really get why sketch auditions, they always have you, like, do improv as the sketch audition. Like, have you read sides. Like, I don't...
I know, I always want sides. Give me sides. I'm like, I will make a fucking character choice.
Yes.
It's so good. Give me sides. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do in improv.
I'm not trying to rag on improv. I do...
We can. Who cares? I feel like you go through phases.
There's a lot of bad improv. I think that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of bad improv. And the thing with anything that's written, it can always get better. There's still, like, bad sketch shows, but they make it better the next week. With bad improv, it's hard to, like, pinpoint what went wrong, and you just end up blaming it, oh, like, we were just drunk, or we were just not feeling it that night, the audience was weird. You blame it on different things versus actually looking at the content and adjusting the content, because you can't go back and change.
Yeah, it's done.
You know, someone doesn't laugh at a punchline I do, you know, then I might change the punchline, or, you know, the same thing with sketches, but I think it's just, that's the different thing about improv.
Yeah, I think ultimately it's cool that we're in a creative field where every time you think you're getting comfortable with one thing, you can try another. You know, you could branch out or venture into different types of being creative, like in comedy. So I think that is really cool. I don't know, it's just figuring out what you really like to do.
Yeah. Well, you got to find a way to make your climbing on walls thing into something
I know. I have people, like, randomly message me all the time, like, why aren't you getting paid for this? Like, I see people, my friend did this, like, 2 weeks ago, she was like, I see people doing shit that's way less interesting or funny, and they're getting paid. I'm like, I don't know, I want
someone
it.
pay me.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll climb up anything, sponsor me to climb your walls, or, like,
oh my
whatever.
God, you should find out, like, like, a rock climbing place or something like that. Have you ever done rock climbing?
I have, and I love it. I've done it, like, inside and also, like, real rock climbing.
Like, outside, like, in, like, a mountain?
Yeah.
Oh, where was that?
Oregon.
Oh, wow.
I'm trying to think, because I've done it a couple of times. I think Arizona, too, but...
That makes me nervous. That would make me so nervous to do it, like, on a real rock with, like, the real thing, like, the real chance of falling.
It's cool. It's cool. Also, hey, I'm really good at falling downstairs. Again, for anyone out there, book me. I actually just did a sketch with some friends that you probably know, and they asked me, like, a week before, like, hey, will you do this sketch? I'm like, oh, cool, this is fun, I love being creative. And then, like, the day before, they're like, okay, we just need you to fall downstairs. And of course I want to, but the whole time I was like, I'm a thespian, like, give me a real part, not just, I feel like I'm being put in a box just falling down the stairs. But then I did it, and everyone's like, but no one else can do this. And I was like, you're right, that's a pretty epic fall. So he literally just had...
Special skills on the resume, falling downstairs.
Really, like, beyond. Look me up, at Boy Natalie. You'll find some... I'm so corny. Look me up, at Boy Natalie. But like,
why is it at Boy Natalie?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Because Boy Natalie, a couple things. I think visually, I'm very, like, particular about like, aesthetic of how words look. Okay. And I really like the way that looks together and all the letters. I like the word boy. Also, it just makes me think of, like, oh, boy, Natalie, what are you doing next? And, like, anything else I thought of was already taken. So I was like, oh, cool. You know.
It's hard to think about.
And I have a penis.
One thing I remember talking to you the other day about is that you don't ever wear pants, even in the winter.
Yeah.
And why is that again?
It's not really, like, a stance I've taken. I just, number one, I don't feel comfortable in pants because I can't, like, you know what I mean?
For those listening, she just did a bunch of high kicks and, like, flexible yoga moves in, like, the span of, like, 3 seconds.
Yeah, and people always try and tell me about stretchy pants, and I'm like, no, because I still can't do, like Indian style, or, like, I'm always pulling them up. Mm-hmm. I just don't feel comfortable. I feel like they don't fit me right. I just feel like I can't at any point do a somersault or a backflip.
So you're like the only person who I know that wears shorts in the winter in Chicago.
I'm insane.
No, but you wear tights under the shorts. Let me explain. She's not that crazy. Like she wears tights under your shorts.
Oh, did you see the video of me walking into the lake in December?
That was a little crazy.
That was in 26-degree weather in the lake. Yeah, so, you know, shorts, water, snow,
whatever.
This is whatever. I feel like, you know, tough it out and then be like... But it was funny because I told Sarah I just got this winter coat, and it was so funny the first time I was walking around because I was like, oh my god, is this what people feel like? Truly. I mean, I'm just used to being so cold because I wear, like, crop tops and tank tops in the winter, and I just didn't have a coat, and, like, to be walking around, I was like, oh my god, I could walk for days. Like, I'm so warm. I feel secure.
Yes. It's like, oh, I feel secure. I feel loved almost. It's like you're getting a big hug.
I just couldn't believe that I could have been so comfortable for so long. I mean, I was like, I'll deal with it, but, like, monumental difference of just, like, I could literally walk miles.
Yeah.
It was life-changing.
Getting a coat in Chicago. Life-changing.
Well, it took me 6 years, but I did it.
Gotcha. And, back to the sleep. Do you usually have trouble sleeping?
Kind of. I don't know. I go in, like, phases. I definitely am not someone who, like, is a sound sleeper. Like, I have a lot of energy.
Do you feel like your body, like, naturally, like, do you, like, move a lot in your sleep? I feel like you would be, like, doing a dance in your sleep.
Yeah. It's hard for me to, like, stop my brain and, like, body, and not, like, you know, people are nervous or anxious. Like, it's not even like that for me. I'll just be like, oh, I like the color of that wall. Did I have a sandwich today? Oh my gosh, I love the color purple or whatever. Like, I'm just thinking constantly about nothing important, and I'm just... Yeah, I'm so physical, and just, it is hard for me to fall asleep. And I'm also very particular, like, I used to feel like the Princess and the Pea, because if, like, one crease or something, I think that's because I'm discovering a little OCD. Like, because if like, my pajama shorts are, like, the, you know, the crack is twisted and not on my butt crack, I'm like, this is so uncomfortable. Or, like, if a shirt is folded weird, or if I'm laying on a sheet, I'm just like, I have to be... I don't know. I can't, and I'm a very light sleeper, so it's like any little thing will wake me up. But I stay up really late, and then I can also wake up really early. It's just kind of like I can give energy whenever it's needed. I'm like,
I feel like you're like a total ball of energy.
Yeah,
you're just like ready to, like, you're like a firework or something.
Yeah,
it's like,
I'm ready with energy whenever. But I also can be... Like, I can chill and have, like, very intimate, real conversations with people. But also, like, I love being energetic. So it's like, when those things happen, great. Which is a lot of how people think I only have that. Yeah. You know? Which is fine, too. I'm fine with that. But also, yeah, I will just be like... I'm moving on. I forget this. I don't know how much is visual or audio.
Oh, yeah. It'll most likely be mostly audio.
Okay, guys, I'm squirming a lot, but it's, like, kind of cute and kind of, like...
Yeah, guys, right now, I'm going into the splits. Woo-hoo-hoo. Totally.
Kill it. She's doing the middle splits. That's really hard.
I'm just kidding. I can't do the splits. I used to do...
They would have never known.
I know. They would have been like, how's Sarah so flexible? I think I can't get my leg behind my...
Oh, shit! She put her foot behind her head. That was dope.
I actually did that.
That was great.
I can kind of...
really get a picture.
Yeah, and then it's just like us flashing our crotches to the camera. Everyone's gonna love this. It's gonna get a lot of YouTube hits right here.
That was really impressive, though.
Oh, well, I
great.
used to be a dance minor, so I used to have some flexibility there. And there's some things I can do. Like, I've always been pretty good at, like, doing this kind of stuff. Like I guess, like, more... I forget the actual terms in dance, but, like, different things like that. I've always been able to do a back bend, like, go...
So you have flexibility in your back, maybe?
Yeah, I've always been able to do, like, a back bend from, like, whatever. But, like, splits are a little, like... I got close, and I was a dance minor. It was very close. I was, like, barely off the ground, but I can't do them.
Yeah, flexibility with me has been, like, I mean, especially at this age compared to all my friends, I'm very flexible, but, like, in terms of because I have a dance background, and that was never...
Surprise!
Yeah,
I would never have guessed. Dance or acrobatics. Never in a million years.
Yes, I used to do, like, tumbling, and, like, that started because I would just teach myself how to flip, and my mom was like, okay, I'll put you in a class, fine. But, like, the cheerleaders were always trying to poach me in high school because I could do, like, backflips and back handsprings and all this stuff, and I was like, no, girls, I'm sorry, I don't have time for you children. So it was great.
Even after you saw Bring It On, you didn't want to, like...
I actually did really like tumbling, like competitive cheerleading, but, you know, cheerleading in high school, it's fine. Anybody did it's fine. But I was also doing, like, soccer and lacrosse and diving and theater, so I had enough. And the step team, so I had enough going on.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so I was like, sorry, girls, I'm just not that interested right now.
Did it feel cool to, like, blow off the cool...
It did, 'cause they were like, exactly, they're like, okay, girls, we're gonna get her this time. And I'm like, sorry. But actually, I was just really nice and just like, oh, no, sorry.
So you did acrobatics? I did silks. I did do silks.
Oh, my God, really?
Yeah.
I took one of those silks class at a loft.
Yeah, at Loft. Yeah, Shayna.
So cool.
Oh, Shayna's great. Oh,
I only took one class, but it was so fun. And what a workout.
Yeah, oh my God, that's insane. It's silks, for those of you who don't know, it's like a Cirque du Soleil thing where you have a fabric hanging from the ceiling and you have to, like, climb yourself up, and it is hard. It reminds you, like, when you climb up, like, the reason you're trying to climb up rope in, like, gym class, except it's like a slippery fucking rope with no knots.
Yeah, and you're doing, like, splits and shit. And there's no safety harness or anything.
Yeah, you wrap yourself... The scariest part I had is when you wrap yourself up in the fabric and then you let go and you have to catch yourself.
Yo!
And that's, like, the scariest part.
Cool. It's like Cirque du Soleil.
It is. That's why I started, because I saw a Cirque du Soleil show and I was like, oh, I really want to do this. Yeah. This looks like fun. I still want to try trapeze at some point. That would be fun. Me too.
Oh my God.
Oh, we should do one. We should take a class.
I'm not even kidding. My neighbor's been my non-performer, random person I met, like, guy neighbor, is like, he saw my Instagram, was like, yo, you do that kind of shit, like, we should go. There's one apparently on Belmont in the summer.
Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, Belmont, or between Belmont and Diversity or whatever, they got, like, one.
I'm so serious and so down, so totally down, because that's Silks class. And the Silks, I mean... It is really cool, and I only did one, but I was like, wow, this is... Because it looks, when you do it and you've done it, it looks so effortless and amazing, but it is a lot of work, you know?
That's with any kind of dance, you know? Actually, one of my best friends always says, like, the best form of art is dance. The most noble form of art is dance.
It's true.
And because everything looks so easy and flawless, but it is so hard.
I stand by that 100%. I am such an athlete. I'm so athletic because of dance. I mean, the strength and, like, coordination, and I mean, my core strength is unbelievable, which is crazy because I feel like I deserve to have, like, 20-pack abs because I'm very strong, but, you know, food, what can you do? But, like, sincerely, like, dance it's so athletic. I mean, it's cardio, it's strength, it's flexibility, it's agility, it's everything. Like, I miss it. I miss it a lot. I mean, I dance a lot in my performance, and I do, like, I'll film random dances.
Were you a dance major in college?
Minor, but I actually grew up, and I was in a touring dance company.
What?
Yeah,
Wait, so, like, as a child, you were touring in a dance company?
Yeah, until I was about 16, we went to, the coolest place we went to was Beijing. Wait,
when you were 16, you went to Beijing for a dance company?
Yeah.
And those kids are crazy, like, over there.
Well, all my friends now that were in it are on, like, the Rockettes or on Broadway, you know, in shows as professional dancers. And so it's funny to me because in this comedy world, everyone's like, Natalie, like, you're so amazing, you're such a good dancer. And comparatively, yes, I am, but I'm just thinking of my friends who are like, all right, she's fine. Like, what is this? This is, because I'm not training anymore.
Yeah, I know. It's like I was good at it back in college, but it's like, oh, if you throw me in a dance audition right now, like, it would be hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, it would be funny because it would be that sad.
Yeah.
Like, no, I mean, it probably wouldn't be that bad. But
well,
it's
right,
like,
comparatively, it probably wouldn't. You know what I mean?
But
you probably have movement based versus, like, other people.
Yeah. Like, if I take a bunch of comedians and I did a dance audition, I'd probably maybe get that role. But put me in with other dancers? No,
right, exactly.
No, not a chance.
So, yeah, but I love dance.
So, tell me more about traveling as a child. Like, did you do other things? Like,
yeah. So we were in a company. So the place I danced at was, like, they had classes for regular people, like, that would do, like, recitals and stuff like that, which, of course, the people in the company would be like, oh, that's just the recital, because we would practice. I mean, this was, like, 6 or 7 days a week we dance, and this is on top of school, but this is, like, full-time child dancers.
Did you get paid for it?
No.
You're like, no.
No. And, I mean, I loved it, and it was great, but, I mean, it was full scale. Like, we put on productions. Like, it wasn't recitals. It was, like, we hired, like, actors, because it'd be, like, a show, with singing and dancing, and we'd have these huge sets built, and, like, we had a costume designer that was just amazing. Like, elaborate, fun, awesome costumes. Like, one of my favorite dances was called, actually, I'm thinking of a different one, but one of my favorites that I wasn't even in, now that I think of it, was Victor Victoria, where one half of them is a guy and the other half is a girl. So, like, half of the dancing, like, we learned dances, like, backwards to do.
Oh, with each other, so you're half and half.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. So you would pair up with another, like...
No. They would have, like, a man on the back, so, like, a mask on their head and a suit on the back of their outfit. And then on the front, it would be, like, a dress, but, like, you would learn the moves, like, backwards to look like this was the front of your body.
Oh, weird. Yeah. That's pretty cool.
So it's cool. And I was thinking of another dance where I had, like, half black, half white, and we did all... That was, like, with partners and cool, like, black and white stuff. But, yeah, no, it was... Where
was this?
Northern Virginia.
Okay.
So I'm, like, D.C. area. But yeah, like the year after I left, they did the Macy's Day Parade, so I was like, oh man, kill me. And then the next year they went to Sydney, Australia, so I was like, oh God. But
yeah, you had to go to Beijing.
Yeah, no, I know. It was amazing.
I went to Beijing a few years ago. And check that out. Like, it's cool.
That's awesome. For what?
I couldn't, just for fun. I like to just try, I like to see the world. To be honest, I was with a guy for a bit, and it didn't work out, and so, he didn't like to travel, he didn't like to fly, so I was like, okay.
Boo.
So then I started just, taking these trips for myself.
That's great.
So I've been to, 11 or 12 countries by myself, and, people think I'm kind of crazy, just, traveling without knowing people, or, going places. Like, I went to Asia on a Groupon. That's how I got over there.
That's
so
amazing. I don't think that's crazy. I think that's impressive.
And
you can travel alone like that.
Beijing, I did the Groupon, so then that was actually staying. I was in a group of people because it would have been confusing with the translation.
Yes.
But then Cambodia, I kind of went by myself,
cool.
and then I had a translator. Yeah, it was awesome.
So rad.
It was a very reflective period. I feel like it was. You go to a lot of temples, and it's a lot of It's a lot of, inside thought. Mostly because I didn't have many people to talk to because I went in the off-season. And I just had a translator. And, people actually don't speak that much English there. Except for, hey, you want to buy this for $5, or $1 or something.
Oh, my God. No, I'm just saying, yes, in Beijing, they are so aggressive about bargaining. And, I remember one lady literally crying to me on the street to buy these t-shirts. I ended up buying 4 because I was like, oh my God. But I was really good at negotiating rates with people. I love that kind of stuff. I'm so good at
haggling
and dealing. Yes. And so we went to this pearl factory. And it's funny because this was a gorgeous, this was not street markets. So everyone's like, no, you don't haggle here. But I did. And then all the moms, because, we were still kids. So we had chaperones or parents that wanted to come as well. They came up to me and they're like, can you try and get me this for a lower price? So I was like, all right, come over to me. Let's see who we can talk to about these pearls. Or I would when we were in the street markets, I would go to one place and be like, no, sorry, they're offering it for me for 10, so I'm just gonna go. And they're like, wait.
Yeah, it is insanely how aggressive they are. It's like, imagine if people were that aggressive, like, with dating. Like, that would be so terrifying, right?
Yeah, oh my God.
Well, Italians are a little bit, but not that bad. I forget. Italians are a little bit that way. But, like, if you even, like, look at Italian, like, then they think, like, that's, like... And then if you try to go away, then they think that you're playing hard to get.
Yeah.
You know, like, I've had, like, a guy literally, like, follow me. Like, I cross the street, he follows me. Like, he's trying to talk to me. He thinks I'm just, like, playing hard to get. Or he was just a creep. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, like, I ended up, like seriously having to like duck around like through an alley and like run around like hide.
And then the translation is so weird because like, or the accent, because it's like maybe they are creepy but we wouldn't even know because it's like, but your accent is so dreamy, you know, like British people.
Oh my gosh, it's like people like with the accents, it's like you could say the most awful thing, but it sounds beautiful. Like you could be being broken up with the British guy. He's like, love, you know, you could just be like, I'm sorry, you're just too dumb for me, you know. And you would be like, and he would be like, what? Yeah, I totally agree. You're right.
Seriously, British people, I remember for the first time seeing, like, whatever documentary I was watching, and this couple was talking, and it took me, like, 5 minutes to realize that they were, like, garbage people. Truly. I'm like, oh my God, their accent is totally duping me. I'm like, they're so great and this and that, and the shit they're talking about, I'm like, they suck. They really, really suck. And I was, like, totally on board just because they sound cool to me.
Yeah.
But I feel like that doesn't translate for us. Like, everyone's like, dumb Americans.
Yeah, I know. I feel like...
They're like, howdy, y'all, is what they think we sound like.
Oh, is that your phone?
Oh, shit, I didn't turn it off. Sorry.
That's okay. How did you go from dancing to comedy, then?
So I did... In school, I was always very theatrical, so even when I was dancing, I was doing theater. And then...
I feel like you came out of the womb theatrically.
Yes.
I feel like you, like, did a little dance out of the womb. Like, you're like, hello, my honey, hello, my darling. You know, like, just do, like, a little dance.
I've always been, like, I have this one home video of me from, like, I was 5, and I love it because I'm just so... my dad just asked me, like... What day is it? I'm like, good morning, hello, it's Christmas Day. Yeah. And I'm like, why would I even have thought to sound like that? Like, I don't know.
That's cool. I had a video when I was like 3. I was like lip syncing at this bar in Colorado.
Aspen. We went Colorado.
Oh, yes. I want to go skiing in Colorado again. I went as kids, when I was a kid, and we were at, like, this restaurant bar, like, this ski place in Colorado, and there was a band playing, and it was a song I really liked, so I went up and I lip sang it. I was like 3 years old, and somebody thought it was so cute. They mailed my parents a tape.
Oh my God.
They had a video camera. They thought it was so cute.
Oh my God.
That they mailed my parents a freaking tape.
Wow.
Of it.
That is really cute. Can you imagine how upset someone would be now if that happened? They'd be like, you're mailing my child videography. Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, now everyone could just, like, take video.
That's true.
That actually would have gone viral. Like, probably. I probably would have been a viral baby.
Sarah should have been viral. That would have been like, oh my God.
No, it was just like me, and it was just silly. But like as a kid, like just knowing or having that instinct to do things, like you said, like making the weird voices and stuff. I think that's a really cool thing to follow that instinct and go for it.
Yeah, I've always loved performing. I've always loved entertaining, even more than performing, because as much as I love performing and I do, it's my everything. It's my everything. That sounded so weird. I love entertaining. So, like, even, like, when I go into, like, a pot ballets, I love just, like, making someone smile or, like, doing bits with the cashier or whatever, or doing, like, for people in line, just, like, doing whatever. And it's funny to me because now being so in this common world, I do have friends who are amazing on stage and not really like that, you know.
Or so much more reserved.
Yeah, and I'd always heard that, like, you know, with celebrities who are like, they're actually very shy. And I'm like, who's like that? That's such a lie. Like, I love performing all the time. I'm always on, you know, like... And
you see, the thing is, like, for me, I love performing on stage, and I love doing that. I feel a little different, like, off stage. Like, I feel like there is a little bit of a difference for me. Like, I enjoy having, and I feel like I open up more to my closer friends where I can be sillier and weirder around them. Mm-hmm. But I guess, like, not every day. I'm not always trying to, like, be on, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, absolutely.
So, but, like, I feel like around certain people, it brings me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Amanda's one of those people, like, Pa's one of those people, you're one of my, you know, it's like, I get that comfortability where you're just like, yeah, I can do whatever. Fuck it.
Easy, you know? Right? Just, you can do whatever, right?
But I don't know where that comes from. But I do agree that there's a lot of people that are a lot more reserved. Mm-hmm. And I think especially people that are in the spotlight or have been well known for a while.
Yeah. Like, well, I do understand that in a way because sometimes it is, like, this is why I love strangers. I love being around because I can entertain and I just like to...
So you never really read the Bernstein Bears Stranger Danger book as a kid? No.
I love strangers.
You love strangers.
But I do understand how it can be exhausting, you know, especially like, you know, like giving so much energy all the time and like, you know, even like I just like have been doing shows for a while now and like even when people come up to me, like it's so sweet and it's so genuine, but sometimes it's exhausting having so much gratitude for so many people all the time when you're like, I just want to chill right now, and it's like people coming up to you and they're so excited and like I'm like so appreciative, but you know you have to exhaust a lot of energy to be like, oh, thank you so much, and not just seem like you don't care. Yeah. So like I get that aspect for sure.
I wish I had your energy, man. I like that. Like, I like, you just always have so much energy. Do you get a lot of sleep or anything? Or are you just, like,
I can,
up all night?
And I'm not, it's not like I'm, like,
And you're not on coffee or anything?
No, and I'm not, like, I mean, in college, everyone thought I was on drugs, like, and it took people to get to know me, like, and now, in this world, people are like, oh, it's just Natalie, but it takes people a while to be like, oh, she's not trying to do anything other than she's just like this.
She's just like
person.
that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny because especially like I feel like I'm also very kind and open to just like being positive, and that can be misconstrued and taken as like a weakness for sure. Like people take it for granted or take advantage of it. Like, and then it's so funny.
Or they think you're not being genuine.
Right. And it's great because now I feel like I've been here long enough that people know I'm like that. But when I was first here, I got that a lot. Like people thought I was disingenuine or just like, you know, trying so hard. I'm like, no, I'm always going to be like this. Or even, like, when I'm, like, genuinely excited to see someone or ask
them. The thing is, I don't like holding back when I'm excited about something, you know? And I feel like we're taught, like, through society that we have to hold back. We're supposed to hold back our feelings. When I'm really excited, I like being excited around these people. You know, I like showing emotion. I think it's healthy, too. Like, if you're upset about something, say it, you know? Don't like, hold that shit in. Like,
yes, there is strength in showing
and I feel like and I feel like people will do that when they're really angry or when they're really sad, but they don't do that when they're really happy. They feel like happiness, like, oh, like I don't want to bum other people out that aren't as happy. No, fuck that. Enjoy your happiness.
Yes.
Be happy.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
like I love it when I get so psyched about something, you know? Like, I want to jump up and down, you know? Like,
that's great.
And I've definitely been in situations where I've been in public and I've gotten so excited about something that I literally probably did jump up and down. But...
and then it feels good. And it's like... the more you do that and the more you, like anytime I interact with a stranger, I just get so excited. And then I want to, like, talk even more or be even more happy or go compliment someone that I see because I'm, like, already feeling, like, so I have everyone's energy and I'm feeling good. Like, I don't know. It's contagious. It really is. And when you're, like...
yeah, it definitely is.
You can really... And that's not to say I don't have, like, emotions other than being happy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not someone who's like, yeah, I'm just happy all the time. Well, it's not like that. I have very real emotions. But it's, like, also we can challenge ourselves to try and be happier than we are, you know? Like...
yes, especially with everything going on. It's like, why can't we try to be happy about the little things?
Yeah.
Like, and that's something I am going to try to do more of this year. Like, I am, like, really... we're lucky that we can, like, live in an awesome city like this and be able to create new shit and be like, hey, I came up with this weird thing I want to try. And there's, like, a bunch of local shows that you can try it on. You can do it at a bar. And if you don't have a place to perform it in, you can make your own show in your fucking apartment. And people will go to it.
Yes.
Like, that's what's so cool about this.
It is. I love that you say that. I agree so much.
Yeah.
I feel like we are... making it. You know what I mean? Because it's like we have too many friends to even keep track of. We're performing all the time. We're being creative. We're out like living life. That's rad. People don't do that. People don't just
people are
that.
People are in the suburbs having babies and enjoying that, which it's fine. Like I think like I love, you know, if you're my friends listening, I love like that you post pictures of your kids and all that. That's not the lifestyle I want right now. Like I mean, and I love kids. You know, a couple of my best friends have kids, but like most of my friends, primarily comedians that are out drinking every night, they don't have kids.
And I do love that in our community, how it's like people can be like 40 and not married with children, you know what I mean? And that's not weird to us.
And nobody cares. Like, my brother got married last year, right? And I was like, because I didn't have a date, right?
Is he older or younger?
He's younger, but he and his wife, he and his wife, so they got married, and I was thinking, oh gosh, like, because I'm going to see all my family, everybody, you know. And not a single person asked me about when I was going to get married or anything like that, because they were all interested in my comedy stuff. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, this is perfect. Now that they know that I'm doing comedy, they're going to be like, oh, you're probably going to be single forever, so I'm not even going to ask you about it. I'm not going to make you feel awkward or weird that you don't have a date. Which bums me out, though, because I found out I chickened out. Because it took place in my hometown. There's a guy that I've had off and on whatever's with, and he's somebody I liked a lot in high school, and we'd never lived in the same city, and I chickened out on asking him, and I found out later that he was like, yeah, I totally would have gone, and I was like,
It's hard. It's hard.
But, also, the thing is with being positive, because I'm on Adderall, Ritalin to stay awake, you know, because of the narcolepsy. So for me,
I did not know you had narcolepsy.
Oh, you didn't? That's part of the podcast.
Oh my god!
So I have people in the bed. And that's what we talk
I
about.
thought it was just like sleeping with Sarah. Like that's catchy. It's like we're in bed. It's like, are we sleeping sexually or like physically sleeping?
Well, it's kind of play on that, but the whole idea is spraying because I have narcolepsy, which is this weird sleep thing, and I feel like a lot of creative people have weird sleep stuff, and I was like, oh, the podcast have people in bed and we talk about weird sleep stuff and comedy and relationships and whatever else.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea. Wait, that's great.
Oh my god, I love that you didn't know that. I feel like everyone knows that about me, and it's like they're like, oh yeah, the narcoleptic or whatever.
Look, I don't even know you like that, and I still liked you.
Thank you.
Because I know people only like you for your narcolepsy.
Well, the thing is, I think I get paranoid because I'm on Ritalin, so it makes me especially when I get excited about something, I talk a lot. We'll just say that. I talk a lot, and for me, it's like this balance of trying to hold back a little bit with that, because I feel like it's annoying sometimes, and I get paranoid about being annoying.
Right, and then you're in your head and you're like, wait, is this me really wanting to talk, or am I like, do I feel like this is because of the drug I'm taking, or like I'm too excited?
That's the thing, I don't know what I'm really like without the drugs, because when I'm not on the drugs, I fall asleep.
Yeah.
So it's like hard, except when I'm on mushrooms, and that's when I've stayed up, and that has been so much fun.
I just did mushrooms for the first time in November.
Yes!
Oh my god.
How was it?
It was amazing. I have a wonderful story to tell you. So
I want to hear this story.
I did it in San Francisco.
Ooh.
And I'd never done it before, and we were walking so we would wanted to go to like all these parks and like see nature and stuff like that. And first of all, I didn't know that mushrooms were poison. Like, I knew it was a drug, but I don't know. I was just like, oh, it's just a type of mushroom that people don't eat. And I was dipping these mushrooms in hummus and just popping them in my mouth. Like, people are such prudes. Like, I don't know why they don't just eat these mushrooms. It's nature. And then, like, you know, an hour later, I'm like, oh,
you got sick?
I wasn't sick. I just I didn't know you get, like, nauseous because I didn't know it was poison. I just thought it was going to be high. Like, I don't know. And I was with Ralph, and he was like, yeah, well, it's a drug. And I was like, oh my god. So anyways, I was like fine. And also I didn't know that if you puke, you would probably feel better. I was like, I'm tough. I'm not going to throw up. I'm good. But anyway, so we're like climbing down this mountain, these cliffs. And
on mushrooms? You were climbing down the mountains?
Oh my god, you know I have to climb. I was like, come on, Ralph, keep up. And we're like climbing down this cliff because I'm like, I want to get off the path. Like, I don't want to be on like everybody's here. I want to go like to our own special place and see this beautiful thing. And we just see like the edge of the world. Truly, it's called Land's End, and it's just like,
I've heard of that.
Gorgeous water. And oh, the sun is like sparkling. It looks like the Little Mermaid. It's sparkling on the water and the rocks and the waves are splashing up and everything is amazing. But at this point, like, I just start to get so nauseous, like, and I'm having an amazing time, but sometimes I just get wasted. I'm like, I'm like, oh God. And then Ralph is like, look out there. There's whales. And I was like, what? He's like, look, there's whales. And I thought he was saying that to be like, the thought of whales out in that ocean is going to make you happy because they live there. And I was like, that's so sweet. That would make me happy. And then I look, and they're dolphins, first of all. They're not whales. But I'm like, holy shit. So I go from the sickest I've ever felt to like, oh my God. And then a dolphin jumps out of a wave. And I was like, we're both like, oh my God. It was so amazing. And then I started crying because I'm like, it's so beautiful.
Oh, I cried too. Like, out of like
everything was so beautiful, and I had like every single emotion. I wasn't wearing contacts, and I'm not really blind. Things are just like
I'm not really blind.
Like, I could see everything, but things are just a little more clear. So like, and Ralph has glasses, so every now and then it was amazing, but then he would give me glasses, and then I would just start crying because like, oh my God. And have you ever seen that little baby on the internet for the first time when they get glasses and it could see for the first time? I was like that because I could see, but then I put on these glasses and I was just like, oh, I love what I'm seeing.
Oh, I love
it. It was amazing. And then it was so long, and I just like, I'd keep being like, I'm still on drugs. That was amazing.
I love doing it out in nature. I've only done it a couple of times, but like out in nature, I did it at Humboldt Park with my friend Amanda, and that was super fun.
Amanda?
Cool. And it's like I was touching the plants, and I was like, having a connection with the plants. You know, I had a conversation with the sky, and like we were laughing so hard, like I thought I was becoming part of the rock, and like it was all like so fun, and like we're having so much fun like on this rock on the edge of the lake in Humboldt Park. And like Amanda's like, I had to pee. She just like peed on the rock. She's like, I
peed off the side of a cliff.
She's like, too. I live here now. This is where we're doing it. I'm like, that's fine. And like, I didn't care. It's like nobody cares. It's like we're so happy.
Yeah. Did you get nauseous at all? Or?
Well, the first time I did, I had chocolate ones, and the second time I learned a trick. You take a granola bar and you smush it so that it's mostly granola bar with some of it, and then you eat it that way.
But like the mushrooms itself didn't bother me. Like I didn't mind eating them. It's just
I've never eaten it straight out like that.
So like was it cooked then in chocolate?
No.
Because would it still be the same?
The first one was cooked in chocolate. The first one was like a
but in a granola bar, wouldn't it still be a mushroom?
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, that was a raw one in a granola bar. It just made it taste better, I guess. Oh. But maybe I have a strong stomach or something. I don't know. I don't usually get sick that much. Like unless I like have a lot of alcohol.
Yeah, and I did eat a lot, and because even Ralph was like, oh shit, like, you know, and he's like, I forget you're very small because, you know, I'm like, my personality is larger than life, but it's hard to remember how tiny I am. But like I took like a lot, and because he was like, I want you to have a good time, but he's like, oh shit, you've never done that before and you're not that big. So I was like, oh, but it was amazing.
It's super fun. I think I think it's a good experience that all creative people should have, because I feel like it kind of opens you up, and did you have like a revelation?
Oh, I had a lot of profound thoughts. Yeah. It's very cool. It was very cool. And like, because a couple of my friends do acid too, but they've told me like,
I don't think I want to do acid.
Yeah, and they told me, they're like, you don't need acid. You already trip, like, all the time. and I'm like, that, because even with some of the stuff that, like, I heard about mushrooms, I was like, oh, well, I always see things like that. It was just, like, fun. Yeah. But you do have some very cool, profound thoughts that follow, you know, it's not like, oh, I'm just high.
Stick with you. Right, no, exactly. It's like a spiritual experience.
It is. It's very spiritual.
I feel like it's also like the people that you do mushrooms with, you like get closer to in a weird way, like this connection, and then you also remember all your conversations versus like alcohol.
Right.
You don't remember. It's hazy, or even if you're super stoned, you might not remember that well. But like if you're on mushrooms, like you remember these deep, profound conversations.
You're still very aware.
Person.
You're still very aware. You're just seeing things.
And almost aware more, and you're like,
yeah, you are aware more.
And you're
and
you're like,
that was good.
Yeah. You're aware in a deeper way. Like I realized these things about myself, and I was like, oh, this all makes sense now. You know,
it's cool. So I'm going to Miami in a week, and I'm doing shrooms.
Yay! Be safe.
I specifically travel to places to do shrooms. Apparently, that's my new life.
Hey, that sounds like fun.
I'm so excited because it was, and you know what? Like I said, I've never done it before, and I was really glad it took me this long. Like,
I waited a while. I didn't do it till a year and a half ago.
And, like, I would have done it. It just never really came up to me. And I'm also someone who's, like, so open for experience, but I'm never going to really seek out that kind of stuff because I'm having enough fun anyways.
It's like, it's like you don't seek out a threesome, but when it happens, you're like, all right, I'll go next.
Exactly, exactly.
Right?
Yes, correct. I agree wholeheartedly. That's how mine have always gone.
Yeah, same here. Yes.
But
it's gotta be natural. It's gotta be in the moment. You can't plan that shit.
But I'm glad because I feel like the revelations or thoughts I had would have been different. I mean, I could have done it again. It's not a big deal, but it's like I feel like, if you are a little bit older and you just think differently. So it's just really cool. I'm glad.
I'm glad you did that, man. That's a great experience to have.
Yeah, me too. I am an advocate because I do think it is, like you said, very spiritual and very cool. Have you heard of ayahuasca?
Yes, that's one of my things. I really want to go to Machu Picchu and do ayahuasca. I want to do like the full trail though. Like, so I want to get in real good shape because I think it's like 8 or 9 miles. I want to do the full like Inca Trail hike.
Damn,
like that's what
so cool. Like, and then you could take a picture and go on Tinder and be like, I like to travel. Everybody's. I don't know if you've ever done that, but every single guy's picture is Machu Picchu.
Yeah, I know. It's
like,
so
cool.
That's so annoying. I mean, like I've got pictures in front of places that show I like to travel, but I'm not like that person. Like, yeah, I got a picture like the wall of China and like of the fucking. What?
Well, and I support it, use it, but it's just like, I'm like seeing 48 of them, and they all are like, I like craft beers, I like to travel, and don't be boring, girls. It's like, yeah, that was the most boring.
And all the girls are like, if you ever look at girls' profile, it's like, I like to travel, and I like sports, and like, they're all the same fucking cookie cutter things, like all of them. I like movies, I overheard somebody the other day, I was waiting to get up on a mic, and I was getting like a drink for the bartender. I overheard this couple on a first date, and the girl like turns to him and she's like, oh, like, so what do you like to do outside of work? And he takes like the longest pause ever. I'm like, why is it taking you so long to figure this out? Are you like just trying not to say like I watch porn?
He's like, right. He's like, don't say jerk off. Don't say jerk off.
Exactly.
After work, fuck. It's always jerk off time.
Yeah. Don't say porn. Don't say porn. Don't say porn. Don't say look at porn. Anything but porn. Don't say Jenna Jameson. Some other names.
Fun things, crafts.
And then he said travel, and then he starts talking about how he's going to Egypt in 2 weeks to travel, but he sounded so unexcited about it. And that's what freaked me out. It was like, he's talking about traveling to Egypt, and he's saying that he's going to, like, cruise in Alaska. It sounded like he was reciting this out of a fucking book, and it didn't sound interesting at all. I was like, are you trying to be too cool, like you don't care?
Yeah.
Or are you really, like...
Are you not
just
even...
not... Are people becoming that apathetic? That's what's scaring me about technology.
Or, like,
Is it making everybody so apathetic that we don't care and we don't get excited like this? Like... where nothing impresses us, like that's what scares me.
I think that with dating, I agree, because I think that with dating, I mean, I think it's a really, like, the way people don't show affection, and the way it's like, because it's like, I have another option, like, and we see so much, and we always think there's something out there, and it's so easy to get a hold of people. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Messenger.
It's like this shopping cart mentality.
Yes, truly.
It's like, if I can't, like this shirt, I like it, but if I can return it later, like.
We have too many options for everything. Well, it stresses me out.
Have you listened to Aziz Ansari's, or read his book,
no.
Modern Romance? This addresses a lot of this.
I just finished watching Master of None for the second time, and I love it.
All right, well,
so I will check this out.
I listened to the audiobook. I did not, but he's got the audiobook and he's got a regular book. It's really good. I'll use that as a plug at the beginning of my podcast to the Audible thing.
Oh, cool.
But that's a good one. Yeah, no, that's he talks a lot about that, and like he actually worked with a researcher like that had done a lot of statistics, and like he traveled to different cities, and he found out like people, like he went to nursing homes and found out like people in nursing homes like that were older, like a large percentage of them they lived in the same neighborhood, they lived on the same street, that it was just a proximity, and of now course, our proximity is so big,
right? And we can call anybody at anywhere, you know what I mean? Whereas people like, this is. It's not like it was so archaic, like we had to write letters, but it's like, it was a lot easier to be more affectionate or care about someone, because you only see the girl at school, or you only see the girl at work, like, you're not all over the place, or have all these things that are in your face.
You don't keep their tabs, like, every fucking second. And like that, I don't know. Like,
yeah. Oh my God, Sarah, when I found out that Venmo had, you can see everybody's transaction.
What?
Yes. Venmo, so everybody out there, Venmo is like, you know, how, I'm only saying this because someone didn't know what it was the other day. It's when it's like a PayPal or way to transfer money, you know, if, like, hey, me and Sarah get pizza, she pays for it, but wants me to pay back, she sends me a Venmo that's like, hey, for pizza, I pay her on the app through whatever, and it's a transaction done. So on the Venmo app, it has a list. You can see everybody who has Venmo. It's like, Sarah paid Natalie, Trisha paid Alan.
What?
Alan, yeah.
You can read everybody's?
Yes, and I'm like, and obviously you don't have to, but the fact that that information is there, it's like, why? Why? We don't need this information.
That's
what the
so
fuck? Because
scary.
it is there, which means people will look at it, and it's just like...
Well, it just makes it so much easier for people to, like, stalk people and other random stuff.
Why do we have so much information that we don't fucking need?
Like, so, like, I still have it on Facebook, and maybe I should turn this thing off, but, like, sometimes the only reason I keep it on is because I've connected with other people I hadn't seen for a while, because I keep my Facebook thing on, like, people nearby. Mm-hmm. So it'll be like, oh, this person's nearby, and I'm like, okay, like, you know, I know you know that.
Right, because there are pros to things.
Yeah,
when you're
so that is a pro, but at the same time, it's like, this phone, everywhere I go, it knows where I am.
Yeah.
It's like, you can't get away from it.
I hate it.
I hate it, but you have to do it with comedy, which is, like, hard, you know?
It is.
I guess you can be too cool for school, but then, like...
You can, of course, and, like, I think it's great not to take it too seriously, which I'm a big advocate for, but it does help. And, I mean, I've booked shit off of just by doing...
Jumping around.
Yeah, exactly, truly. And, like, you know, like... Even a hotel company, one time I made a video of me jumping, like, on a bed, and there's this hotel company that's, like, they're a marketing thing, and they're like, hey, we make videos of people jumping on hotel beds, like, we'll set you up in a hotel if you're choosing, we'll pay for it. So it's like, you get all sorts of random shit. So I'm about it, but it's just, like, you know, there is the pros, but it's also just like, oh my god, it's so fucking much. Ugh.
Yeah. And how did the jumping stuff start?
Oh, so that was really, like, I was in, like, on, like, a writer's retreat with my roommate Cole, the drug boy, and the person who I wrote our pilot with. And we just wanted to, like, basically lock ourselves in a room and, like, write. And so we went to a hotel downtown and got a bunch of Adderall and, like, Red Bulls. And we're, like, riding all day, and then it was, like, 2 a.m, and there was, like, a giant dresser that I jumped off of in the hotel onto the bed, and I was just, like, and then I would jump from bed to bed, and I was just taking stupid videos and posting them. And this hotel bed jumping community, I don't know the actual name, but they...
Wow, that sounds like a weird, like, fetish site.
I know, it's so funny. It's so funny, and they're, like, in Australia, but they're, like, actually, like, a marketing company for, like, hotels or whatever. I was like, okay, cool. They just started messaging me. And 9 out of 10 times, the people who message you are like, okay, this is nothing. But if you just check in, some of them are actually like, okay,
legit.
Cool. I got a gig or I got a hotel.
And so you just kept, from there, you just kept doing videos and shit? You're just like, I want to climb on everything and do...
Yeah. Like how did just videos of me doing...
Yeah. How did that start?
Oh, so that was just like, I mean, I do that shit all the time. And then I just got an iPhone and got Instagram and... was like, oh...
How do you take a video of yourself if you're, like, jumping on... like?
A lot of the times I have, like, a little mini tripod. Mm-hmm. Like, when I climb, a lot of the times I will put on a tripod, climb it up, take a video, and then just get, like, a screenshot. Mm-hmm. And, which is funny, because sometimes when I'm doing it, like, people will be watching me. Like, one time I was doing, like, all these dance moves, and, like, I was trying to get this, and because I do have a timer, and I couldn't get the timing right, and so people will just stand and watch, and some will ask to take pictures, and I'm like, no, I got it, but they'll just, like, be watching me doing these things. But, yeah, so a lot of times it's that, but also, like, Cole films or takes pictures of a good amount, because he's so on board with my brand, and we're, like, so on the same page, and he's like... He'll even randomly text me and be like, oh my god, I have such a funny idea for you. What if you jump off of this and we pretend you died or whatever? Like, I'm like, yeah, let's film it, because these little things that are so silly, they turn into our little creative projects that we get really excited about. And, like, you know, some are just me climbing, but sometimes I'm like, I'll edit it and I'll color correct it, and I'm like, I like to make, you know, I like being creative in all aspects, even for something that's, like, such a silly, non-important idea.
No, but it's fun and it's silly and it brings, like, happiness or joy to other people.
And I think it's a little bit of artistry, other than just, like, I did this thing and I put it, it's like, well, I also want to make it look good and I make it sound good. I might as well,
It's the same thing with this. That's why I have the lighting and all that stuff. I'm like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to, like, make us lit well, at least.
Exactly, because we're all trying to create content.
And that's what I like. Like, I think it's great, like, that Chicago is such a great place to be able to create content and to create it freely without being judged by a lot of industry.
I feel like there's so much artistry in the city. I do love it for that. And it's really very poetic, and I feel like we're all, like, I don't know, I don't feel that vibe when I'm in New York or LA, and I've been there a significant amount of time, both of them, so it's like, not live,
I think you might be hanging out in the wrong places.
In there?
In LA, at least. I think
maybe,
that there are...
Maybe. And I think there is that. I just think something about Chicago, and maybe I am biased, for sure.
Well, because we've been here for so long.
Yeah.
It's the home of a lot of, like, sketch, like, people. I know so many people, like, in my improv classes I knew a guy that was
You're
driving.
right, though. I'm not being fair. It's a different vibe.
No, but I will say, like you need to go. If you go to, like, go visit LA, go hang out on Venice Beach for a fucking day.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, do that.
People are psychos.
You would fit in so well there.
I know. I'm
oh my gosh.
climate too. What am I doing? I want to wear shorts all the time. And I look so much better when I'm tan. We all do.
Oh my gosh. You see, I'm basically, like, see-through right now.
Oh,
like, I
hate it. That's why, I went to San Francisco in November, and I'm going to Miami in January. Hopefully I'll get a little bit of color.
As we're, hopefully you will. As we're winding down the podcast, I usually ask people, I usually end with the question, I know we didn't talk a lot about sleep or whatever, but I usually ask what your dreams are for the future. Like
well, what a vague question that I'll never know how to answer. No, dreams in my life are to be able to, this is going to be so broad, but continue. I feel like I travel quite a bit, and I have such an adventurous spirit, and being able to create while also still having that quality of life that I love, that is always, like, my two main things. And then my dreams that have been on my mind recently are this pilot that I'm working on. Like, this is definitely the forefront of what I'm working on, and just being really proud of something I've created that I'm willing to work to really push it as far as it can take me. So, yeah, that's, not a great answer, but...
No, I think that's really great. It seems like you're working on specific things, and can't wait for that pilot to come out and all that.
Yeah, and continuing, I think, to be true to myself as an artist, which, again, this sounds so cliche, but, like, the longer you do this, the more you realize this is a very hard industry, and everything you hear about it being hard is like, wow, it is very hard. And, like, I've been able to be myself through all this, and, as much as, like, I feel pressures coming, or, like, people not understanding me because it's like, oh, I'm just this crazy girl, or, like, trying to feel like I have more than that, even though I love being that too, like, but still, I'm like, but I still want to do this bit where I shove a banana down my throat and I do a version of the Nutcracker. Like,
yeah, I fucking love that.
Like, you know what I mean? So just continuing to create content that I feel like is pushing the boundaries in my way, and I don't know. I love this city and my friends and God, and did I answer the question? I'm so scared.
I think you did great. And we always end by the podcast by saying good night and going to sleep. So good night, everybody.
Good night. Wait, let's make out first.
Then we'll get a lot of you.
Ooh, so cute. Oh, Sarah, that's my boob. My cute little boobie.
Oh, that's your butt. So nice.
Oh. Okay, good night.
Good night.
Thanks for listening to Sleeping with Sarah, where I slept with Natalie Carneal. Follow Natalie on Twitter and Instagram at BoyNatalie, and check out the Chill as Fuck show every Saturday at 10:30 at the Beat Lounge at Second City. This podcast is part of the Laugh Factory Podcast Network. Please remember to subscribe and rate and review on iTunes, iHeartRadio, and SoundCloud. This podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Go to audibletrial.com/sleepingwithsarah. I'm releasing a new podcast each week. Be sure to tune in to find out who I have in bed with me next. Thanks to Josh Bryan for the music. You can view more on sleepingwithsarah.com, and please follow me on Twitter at Sarah Albritton. Until next time, good night.